Hello and welcome to the walkthrough video of the S130 rinsing screen. This is one of the mobile washing options that we offer through the MWS products. My name's Bert Hart from Equip2, and we're going to go through each feature of this plant to give you an idea on how it functions and how this will be suitable for you in your quarry. So starting here, we've got the hopper bin, excellent huge volume hopper, and it's got the tipping grizzly on as well. You can see our hopper extensions are folded down. Normally in operation that'll be folded up, just giving us that optimum width for our front end loaders. So that tipping grizzly is on the remote, so if we want to tip any stones off, we flick it on our remote and it'll flick those stones off. Moving through to the control panel, this is where we operate the functions of the whole screening plant. So once our key is on, we're running the engine. We've got different things, different options for lights, diesel fuel pumps, etc. And then our hopper tipping grizzly, our revs. And then very simple is our hydraulic levers for operating the tracking function. The tracks are done with a remote control. And then we've just got our levers for all our conveyors, screen box. And then you'll see they are speed adjustable, the conveyors. So as we know, any belt that's got a chevron belt, if they run too fast, we get a lot of stone roll back and then causing damage to our rollers and possibly even piercing our belts. So moving through here to the engine compartment, you can see we've got our filters, nice and easy access, our water fuel separator, and then the engine in here is a Cat C4, very reliable. This machine burns around about 14 to 16 litres an hour in fuel. So we see we've got a massive triple pump here, and that's driving obviously all our hydraulic components. And the triple pump, the third pump, is giving us the option to then drive our dewatering unit. So whether we're running a bucket wheel, single or dual sand, or a sand screw. And that also gives us capacity to run the conveyor belt off there as well. So we're now standing in front of the screen box. This is a 14x5 3 deck, also available in a 2 deck screen. And the next size up machine is an S190, and that's a 6 metre by 1.5 screen deck. One small feature that we've got on this machine, which is very helpful for a lot of customers, if we decide to do a 3-way split, this transfer conveyor can reverse in this direction, and that's taking the mid split and the top split and pushing them all onto the single belt. So that's just done by a flick of lever and unbolting our back chute of that conveyor. So a lot of other brands, they'll try and get away with a chute in that position, but it's just adding to our wear and tear and takes away that possibility of blending those two products. So now standing in underneath the sand chute, this is obviously where our water's captured and all our sand. So that's all captured in this chute, and it's completely rubber lined, so it's giving us that excellent wear life. And then on here we'll couple on the rubber boot, which will then send all the sand and water to our dewatering screen. Now in the event that we want to do a dual sand, this ends up being a split box, and then would fit a double pipe option in here, which is giving us, let's say, a plastering sand and a concrete sand, and then there'll be two hoses diverted to the dewater to then dewater those two products. You can see access on these is very good. Unbolting all the section here, and this plate there hinges down, and that gives us access to the underneath of the screening box. You can see here is our hydraulic components. So for the option there where we do want to drive those dewatering plant, it's just a matter of clipping in those hydraulic hoses and making that function workable. So just standing up on the catwalk of the screen box now, you can see we've got the top deck valves, we've got the mid split pipes, and then the bottom deck. So there's a huge amount of opportunity to tune the plant to ensure that we're washing our product nice and efficient. So these are all adjustable to, if we want to put more volume at the top of the screen box, and turn off possibly some down the bottom. So that's one great thing that this machine does, is giving that flexibility. If our water availability is not that great, or want to put more water with it, it makes it so much simpler and easier to use. The other feature while we're up here is you see that this arm here is a hydraulic leg, and what that does is that separates the top feed conveyor away from the top deck of the mesh, giving us excellent room for our fitters to then go through to our screen mesh changes. So one really important thing about washing products is saturating that material as soon as it hits the top of the screen box. So what the engineers have done here is we've got what we call a boiler box. So we want to hit that material with water at the very start to saturate it, and as soon as that material hits that screen cloth, it dissipates a lot faster. So we're back down the bottom now, and you can see here we've got our oversized belt. This here is actually on a radial, so if we did want to blend that material with our overs coming off the grid, it's nice and easy, just hydraulically moves around. And on the other side, we've got the bottom mid-split. So overall, that sort of wraps us up on the S130. This plant here is used in many applications for splitting concrete aggregates. It can be using for washing roading chip or decorative materials for landscaping, etc. And in a rare occasion, soil washing. So this plant will do around the 300 tonne an hour mark and consumes quite a lot of water. So water intake is around about 1 cubic metre of water per tonne of material that goes through the plant. So that can be up to 250 cube an hour of water required. If you're going to lower that tonnage, you'll see around about 130 cube an hour of water going through the plant. So any further questions, feel free to call the team here at Equip2 and we'll help you the best we can.